welcome to D and Dory.
Yes, welcome.
And Nate. D
And
and Dory
Nate.
and Nate today.
What you say, Nate?
Hey.
are
Good
you
job.
are you happy you're going to be in the video for a little bit?
Yeah, it's been a while.
So, yeah, it's been quite a while. Let's sit up towards mom. Lean towards mom a little bit. Come on. There you go. All right, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, so
So-
we hope you guys have been having a wonderful end of the year.
Yes, and yeah, hopefully you haven't been affected too much by the weather. The weather's been crazy
Weird.
throughout the country. Yeah.
Been weird.
Yeah, been strange this year. But anyway, Dee and Dory, for those of you who have just joined us and are wondering what we're all about thrifty sewing, having a good time with sewing, finding a good bargain. Sewing doesn't need to be expensive, and just a little bit of chit chat and having a good time.
There you go. She has it in a nutshell.
A nutshell. I wonder where that came up. She has it in a nutshell. We can look that up one of these days.
That's right, we could. But right now we have an inspirational saying.
Yes. What is our inspirational saying?
This is from Nelson Mandela, which
Okay.
a lot of people know who he was. He was the first president of South Africa. He was born in 1918, died in 2013 at the age of 95 from a respiratory infection.
Aww.
He was a South African activist and politician.
Go ahead.
Oh, you're going to say something. And here's the quote. A winner is a dreamer who never gives up.
Oh, that's a good quote. Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah,
If you never give up, that's how you become a winner.
that's true.
You just
That's
keep
true.
trying until you get it right.
And it must have done something for me. Lived till he was 95.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's very good.
I can't remember if he was still really active, but I remember when.
He was pretty active. I think when
Up
he was
until-
85, I know he was still active.
Yeah. So.
I caught that when I was reading through it, but
Yeah.
so.
Anyway, so that is a good inspirational saying.
Yes,
You know,
it
we
is.
always have to have dreams and don't give up on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be a winner.
What do you think about that, Nate?
Hey.
Very good, buddy. All right. Well, Dory's hanging on to my stuff.
Yeah. Did you want to start? You want me to? We didn't even tell you what we worked on this week.
Oh, our challenge. Yeah.
Yeah. Our challenge this week was to make something with working buttons.
Yes. And
Buttons
so,
that actually worked.
yeah,
rather than
not
just
decorative. Yeah. So what I did is I made Simplicity 9646, and I have made this once before. And the button detail on it is that it buttons down the front. It's a top that buttons down the front. And yes, Nathan, this is what I had made. It's not hanging on the hanger quite properly here, but let me get it. But I had made this once before, and I wear this top a lot.
So that was the one she had made earlier.
I had made earlier. So Nathan, give me back my top. Here, you can just put that down if you would, please. And so I thought, you know what? I'd like to make it again. I had bought this fabric special to make a top out of, and it's a cotton blend.
It's nice. I love the colors in it.
Thank you. And that's why I got it. It's because I liked the colors. And at the time, I was trying to get something brighter. And as you can see, it's a dropped sleeve top. It has the button down. It has a collar, a neck band for the collar to rest on. It's not a difficult pattern to make. Actually, it says it's easy. So there you go. I will say I did a modification on it. My other one, as I had Dory put it down, the sleeves are very, very, they're much fuller than the sleeves on this one, believe it or not. I took about 2 inches out of this. And I did take a picture of that, and Dory can insert that if she would like to.
Okay.
And to just show you what I did.
Only if I like to, huh?
Only if you like to. Yeah. If you don't like to, you don't have to do it. But I did make sure you'll see that I folded the pattern in on itself lengthwise to take out some of the fullness. But I did measure to make sure that it still fit from, under from seam to seam to make sure that I didn't shorten it too much.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Cool.
I'm very happy with it. It does have fisheye darts in the front and fisheye darts in the back. I did not. They wanted me to do the fisheye darts where you start in the center of the dart and go down. and then start in the center again and go up. I did not do that. I just went up and then over, to the top.
Wow.
I don't know why that is. I don't know what the thought process is behind that, but I didn't do it. I took the shortcut, and I think it turned out just fine.
Just fine.
Yeah. So let me see. It does call for, this pattern calls for chambray, cotton linen, cotton blends, gingham, eyelet.
Did you say
linen
where you
blends.
got this fabric?
I got it from Fabric Mart
Okay.
a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
It's been hanging around in
So
my
it
closet.
wasn't in a mystery box. You actually
No,
ordered
I
this one.
actually ordered this. Yes.
Cool.
Yes, and it doesn't take a ton of fabric.
It's really
Of course, the fabric from Fabric Mart was, 60-inch, 58
Oh,
or
nice.
whatever. So
That's
that makes
always
it really nice.
cute. Mhm.
And I made it in a size 12. So it ended up needing, 1 5/8.
Wow. That's good.
So you think it would take a little bit more, especially with the sleeves. But,
Mhm.
but it did just fine. I'm sure, well, yeah, if you had the more narrow, the 45-inch, it would take 2 and 3/8 yards.
I think, is Nate going away?
I think so. Are you all done?
No.
No? What are you looking at, bud? Did you hear a car go by?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. Stay here for a minute. Nobody else is
Yeah.
here. Just Aunt Dory. So anyway,
No.
I have elastic around the wrist area. And I didn't think I liked this kind, but I was looking in my closet and I have quite a few tops that have the longer sleeve with the elastic around the wrist.
That's
so
why you like it.
I like them. Yeah. Surprise. So I guess that's all there is to say about it. The hemming was simple. It was very, very easy to do. And the sleeves, when the sleeves go in, they go in the way that you put the sleeve in without the seam being sewed up, so it's open. So you do the seam in the
That's the way
shoulder.
it says.
Manufactured
Oh.
way. Yeah, that's the way it tells you to do it.
Wow, nice.
So that is really
Uh-oh.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you want to see the
Uh-oh.
review?
I do want to see it.
All right, here we go.
Uh-oh.
Hey, that was a great review.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
cute.
Thank
I
you.
like it.
I just and you can also, if you wanted to, wear it open
Mhm.
as just a light little jacket type over, white top, red top, and this has gray.
Mm.
My buttons, I just have plain little
Yeah.
white buttons on it, but I really wanted to put gray buttons on it, but I didn't have any gray buttons. And
Oh,
we have some family things we needed to attend to, and so I couldn't get into town to get them.
couldn't go
So
shopping.
yeah, I couldn't go shopping, so I had to go through my stash and find what would work.
Yeah.
So anyway, thank you. I'm glad you like it.
Hey.
So as you can see, my button one, I just decided not to make. No, I'm
Oh,
kidding.
she
I'm
did.
kidding.
She made one. She worked hard on this one.
I did, and I have to say, I feel very good about it.
Oh, good.
I do. I really, really like the way it turned out.
Okay.
I did have to make a few changes.
Oh.
But
okay.
I made Butterick 6852, and I made View D, which is the longer one. So you'll also notice that View D, she has the sleeves with a tab and rolls it up. And I did not put the tab up there. I don't wear shirts like that.
Yeah.
I never
don't
use
either.
the tab, so I
Neither
thought
do
I'm
I.
not going to do it.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. Another thing very interesting. So this shirt, let me get it out here. This shirt, the fabric first thing is from Ireland.
Yes.
When I went to visit
cool.
Ireland. Yeah. So, and it has a yoke on the back, and the yoke is So you can see on the inside. the
Oh, well,
too.
let's just go
Yeah.
with that.
Yes,
See, it's finished off on the inside also.
yes, yes. So it looks very, to me, it looks very professional.
It does.
The
It looks
whole,
nice.
the whole look of it. There's a lot of hand sewing, which I could have probably not done the hand sewing and done it by machine. But for instance, the entire collar is hand sewn down
Yeah.
after it's attached.
And see, mine, they just had me zip it up on the sewing machine.
Yeah.
So,
The entire, what are those called, lapels? Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Plackets?
plackets.
Yeah, both of them are hand stitched down on the inside.
Mine are sewn up on the machine. So the difference in the quality of the.
My cuffs are all hand sewn on the inside.
Wow.
So there was a lot of hand sewing,
There
and
was.
I know I could have done top stitching
Yeah.
and avoided that, but I did what the pattern said.
And you're very happy with
And
it.
I'm very happy with it. It looks to me very, it does have the fisheye darts in the back and fisheye darts in the front, as well as a side dart too. And I did not make any bust adjustments on it.
Oh, yeah. See, here's your darts.
Yeah.
You can see that.
Yep.
Yep, in there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Those are long darts. Oh, there
yes.
they are. Yeah. Yeah, about like mine were.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, there's something I was going to say.
You could wear that as a nice little over jacket too in the summertime.
You could. I made it in a size 18, which fits me really well in the shoulder
Oh,
area.
good.
But it's a little snug in the tummy area when you get down to the
Oh.
waist. So what I did was did a narrow.
I have to show you how to.
Yeah, so I just made a narrow
Yeah.
seam allowance, and it worked perfectly fine. Instead of 5/8, I did 3/8 on those sides.
That is tiny.
Yes, yes, but it worked well, and I had no problems with putting the buttons in. I chose to use the baby blue buttons to go with the baby blue that's in the garment. I think it looks good with it. Yeah, I even machined the buttons on
I did mine also.
by
Yep.
the machine, which it was the first time I actually did that. I
Oh,
think,
really?
With
You
that
usually-
machine.
Oh, okay, that particular machine.
And they showed me how you're supposed to bring the bobbin thread, you pull on it, and you bring the top thread that's on this side of the button, on the correct side of the button. Is that right?
Yeah, to the
um,
back side.
To
or
the back
front.
side, and then you tie it.
Front side.
Even though it acts like it's tied off, they have you tie it. Anyway, so I'm very happy with it. The pattern, I want to tell you something else about it, is very interesting. The yoke, pattern piece number 3 is the yoke pattern. So turn it around because it's backwards. There's a line here that says this is a grain line if you're making view A. So that would be on the bias.
Mhm.
For C, B, and D, it would be on the straight grain.
Mhm.
However, when you look at the layout,
They don't show you anything.
oh, they show you the layout on the bias.
Everything is on the bias
They show that that particular pattern piece is on the bias.
for all views.
For no,
For A.
which is interesting. They're showing it for D, which is the one I made, and they showed it for, they had C on the straight grain, and they had B on the straight grain, and A they did not. They had A on the bias. So the one that they messed up was D.
Oh, D.
The
Okay.
other ones were all correct. They just had D shown on the bias, even though the pattern piece says on the straight grain.
Yeah.
So I did it on the straight grain.
So,
Yeah.
okay.
And I probably should have maybe done it differently. I did it on the straight grain, and the houses are sideways in the yoke. I don't think it looks too bad, but maybe
No.
it would have been better if the houses were up and down. But then you wouldn't have noticed the yoke.
If they were on the bias instead of you did that straight grain, yeah, I think on the bias it would make it a little shifted more,
Yeah.
and that would have been it would have stood out a little more. I think.
Oh. So do you think it should have been in the bias? Is that what you're saying?
I would have thought, yeah,
Even though the pattern piece says not.
yeah. I think
I didn't know which to go with. I'm like, do I do the pattern piece or do I do the?
yeah, do it however you
Yeah.
thought the design would look best.
So that's the way I do it. Yeah, I'm very happy with it though. I'm really happy with it. I think it looks very well put together.
It does. It does. It
Yeah.
looks very nice.
Would you like to see it in slow motion?
Sure.
Okay, here's my review.
Hey.
There you have it.
Well, what do you think about that, Nate? Was it nice?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice. Yeah. And yeah.
I enjoyed making this. I really
Did you?
did. Yeah.
Oh, versus the one call I got, all this hand sewing.
Yeah, and
But
I knew I could have done it, not hand sewing, but I just,
followed the pattern. But you know what? It was worth it. Look at how much you feel, how much, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was special fabric for you.
yeah, right. I
Yeah.
didn't want to mess that one
Yeah.
up.
I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. So,
Just wanted to say my foot is in a shoe. It's not in the right size shoe, but it's not in the boot anymore.
very
It's in
good.
a shoe.
A tennis
So-
shoe per se.
A tennis shoe.
A good supportive tennis shoe.
And a size larger than I normally wear, but it is making progress. I don't have any more infections and I don't have any more seepage and everything's good.
Everything's moving good for it. What do you keep looking at over there? What's over there that's more interesting?
Interesting, more interesting than me?
Oh, yeah.
Look at the video. Look at the camera. No.
Say hi to everyone.
Hey.
There you go.
Ah,
Hey,
okay.
hey.
All right.
Yeah, so that was our makes this week.
It was our makes this week. Have you done anything?
You have some on your chin. Right
I
here.
do. Besides my face?
No, right here.
Is it food?
It was a piece of string.
Oh,
probably.
piece of string. Wow.
thread.
Thread. Yeah.
Thread.
If you sew, at least my experience is that I have straight pins all over the place in my sewing room, and thread gets on everything.
I know.
Even
I
though
try to be very careful.
I know,
I
but
don't know how it does that.
it does it.
Just
That's
likes
what
to
it
do that.
does. Yeah.
Yeah. So
So, anything exciting going on with you?
besides my foot being better,
Yeah.
Not too
I like
much.
your horse pen necklace. That's
Thank
pretty.
you. Yes, thank
That's
you.
pretty. And that's by by Broken China by Julie.
Broken Beginnings. By
Broken Beginnings by Julie. Yeah, she has some nice quality stuff.
Yeah.
So she's starting to do some bracelets. She
Yeah.
said, I like bracelets. So, all right. So Nate decided to take an exit. We got boring, I'm sure. That's what it was. I'll tell you what, I'm terrible about making menus for my food, for my meals. And I have gotten the last couple of weeks where I'm like, I don't know what to make. I have no clue. So I'm slapping together food, which is terrible to put together because then you fall back on things that aren't always the healthiest for you. So I am going to try. I read that this lady opens up a cookbook and whatever recipes it falls on,
That's what she makes.
that's what she
Oh,
made.
that sounds like fun.
So I think I'm going to do one of those, schedule myself. I'm not going to do a menu for every day. I've got to get into this slowly.
I would like to have a menu for the week and do my prep at home one day and then be ready.
Yeah, I do know of, I have some friends that's what they do. They have a prep Sunday or a prep Saturday and they chop up all their vegetables. They get everything they need for a meal together. Otherwise, that person said, we just wouldn't eat right if I didn't do that. You know, and so I have seen some people do like a crock pot meal and they put it in a baggie. It's all together. And then when that day comes, they just dump it in a crock pot and they make it.
It sounds really good in theory.
Yeah, in theory, it sounds really
You know,
good.
and I would like to try it.
I
It
can't,
probably doesn't take that long to prep for a whole week. I think it'd be easier than what I do right now, which is every night.
I
Like,
know.
I'm like, oh, what am I? And then I don't have an ingredient. And sometimes I can find substitutes, but sometimes it's just like,
Sometimes
I
you
can't
can't.
make this. I just don't have the
yeah,
right substitute.
yeah, for it. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to do at least 3 days, and I think
Ooh,
that's a lot. 3 days sounds like a lot, but I thought I'd try a crock pot meal.
try to make enough you have leftovers.
I will. Yeah, I always do
Yeah.
for leftovers because we usually eat those. Nate likes to have them for lunch. Yeah, the
No.
next day, and me too. Sometimes.
No.
Oh, you hear him? He's saying, "No, I don't want those leftovers."
Oh, they're yummy.
Yeah. So anyway, I think that is a challenge that I'm going to try to
Okay.
do. See if that helps me because, you know, I'm cooking for an hour at least every night because I make everything
Yeah.
from scratch.
Yeah, me
I mean,
too.
I do everything, you know, the potatoes and
You don't use the
onions.
processed.
I don't use anything processed
That's good.
except for my hubby's Kraft macaroni and cheese.
Ugh.
Oh yeah, I know. Nate doesn't like that. But I do add other stuff to it to make it more yummy.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I don't know. Do any of you have challenges with that? Maybe you do, and maybe you've overcome it. We had an aunt that every week she'd make out her menu. Aunt Carol.
She did?
Every week she did it. I
didn't know
remember
that.
spending the night there, and the weekend came, and I was at the table with her, and I was like, "What are you doing?" Because our mom never made a menu.
Yeah.
She said, "I'm making out the menu for the week." And once you get your menu down, if you keep track of those meals, you can just pull it. They
Yeah.
say if you do it for like a month, you know, and it doesn't have to be something different every day. But enough of that. All right. Well, let's do our drawing for our next challenge.
Yeah, Nate, you can help us?
You got the challenge box? Come on.
Yes.
Shake it up. Shake it up.
Hey, Nate, you got a nice shirt on. Is that the one Aunt Dory made you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you wear it a lot? Do you wear it often?
No.
Yes, you do. You wear it quite a bit because it's a nice warm, and it looks as good as the day you made it. I've
Yeah.
laundered it a million times. Oh, looky there, drawing out, buddy.
Is it a good one, Nate? Pull it out.
Well, you're being shy now. No. It's
I
okay.
do.
Nothing wrong with being a little shy.
Oh,
Oh my word. Redo a pattern that didn't turn out.
And it was from Noreen.
That's a good
I actually can think of some that didn't turn out.
Noreen, yeah. Redo a pattern that didn't turn out.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got a couple.
All right.
Or, you know, I have made things and I didn't like what I made. Is that means it didn't turn out?
Yeah. It didn't
Okay.
turn out the way you were thinking it was going to turn
That's
out.
exactly right. It didn't turn out the way I thought it was going to turn out.
And maybe it was the fabric wasn't the right fabric. Maybe the size wasn't right.
Uh-huh.
Maybe, yeah. Who knows,
Okay.
You know, sometimes
Okay.
it just didn't turn out the way you wanted it to.
Yeah.
So you're going to try it again.
Okay. Try it again and
This time make
with
it
our enhanced
Now,
knowledge.
The
that we
problem
have.
is you probably got rid of those things that you didn't like.
I
Because it
did.
would be nice
Some
to
of 'em-
show.
Yes,
this
I
is the one I
have.
didn't like. This is how I redid
That's
it.
exactly. I did get rid of some of them, but we could maybe look back and snap a picture.
Maybe.
Maybe we'll see. That would be a challenge in itself.
We'll
So
see.
anyway, hi.
Okay, so don't forget, a winner is a dreamer who never gives up.
Oh, I'm dreaming about those meals. But go
Yeah,
ahead.
so don't give up.
Okay, I
And
won't.
then, you know, just keep
And
that.
you know what? I know we're ending, but it's the same thing with buttons. We were both afraid of buttons and buttonholes when we first got into sewing again, scared to death. And now I'm like, no, I got it down. I know how to place my
Yeah.
buttons. I know how to do that. So
Yeah, so when you place your buttons, how do you do it? Like, I don't, once I know where to put the buttonhole according to the pattern, but then once I open the buttonhole with the seam ripper, I stick my
yeah,
my fusion pin right in the center and twirl it so that I know that's where my button goes.
that's what I do too.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
works
I put
great that way.
the little facings here over each other.
Yeah, then you know exactly where to
Then
put
you know
it.
exactly where to put it. And for my buttonholes, I take
But
for my buttonholes, I take the guide and I pin it on where it needs to be. I mean, exactly with the edge of the seam. And then I take my little invisible pin and I just make my little mark across to where it starts on to make it go. So
Cool. Yeah.
no.
Nathan's making sounds. Okay. So yes, we need to, a winner is a dreamer who never gives up. Don't give up on those buttons and buttonholes.
Yes, that was from Nelson Mandela. So we hope you have a great week, and don't forget to hit subscribe, like, and leave us a comment.
Yes. And forward.
Until next time.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Have a great week. Somehow. There we go. I think that's good.